So about a year ago, I did a video going over some of my favorite songs of all time. Today is part 2 to that video, so I have a couple more songs here in this playlist. As you can see, these are some of the songs I did on that first video. Now, of course, this is difficult to kind of just narrow this down to a couple songs here, or a few songs. So these aren't all my favorite songs of all time. I could probably do 10 parts of this video and never get bored of it. So yeah, just keep that in mind. These aren't like my definitive top favorite songs of all time. These are just some favorites, but I do personally think that these are all 10 out of 10 songs, and they all really hold a special place in my heart. We're gonna hop into it. The first track is Bodies by Car Seat Headrest. Now, I first reacted to this album 2 years ago, maybe, and this is one that has kind of stuck with me the most. It used to be Sober to Death, but this one has kind of taken the cake as my favorite from that album. I'm not gonna go into too much detail before we listen to it. Let's give it a listen, and let's enjoy it. Let's get these lyrics up too. I love the kind of 80s drums to this. It doesn't feel like it should work with these guitars, but it does. Like especially that tom, the doo doo. That's not what I meant to say at all. I mean, I'm sick of beating, I just wanna hold you. Is it the chorus yet? No, it's just a building of the verse. Kind of this meta moment here. It'll be more rewarding. Everybody is swinging their hips. Everybody is giving the waitress tips. Everybody's dancing all of the dances. Everybody's dancing every dance right now. You got some nice shoulders. He's just an awkward boy, guys. He's just an awkward fella. He's got no riz. Well, so what? We're young. We're thin. Most of us. We're alive. Most of us. Just the phases of this track, the growth, backing off here. This little synth that comes in. Instrumentally, this track is just breathtaking. And then the best part. This right here, wait for it. Oh! The guitars and the drums there.
I'm on a need and no basis. You know, I'm on a need and no basis. No one tells me shit
unless I need to hear it. So obviously, oh, spoiler for the next track. I mean, you can see it right there. Obviously, kind of a strange ending to that track, but I think it fits perfectly. I think it really encapsulates the youthfulness of the entire track, and that's what I love about that song in general, is just how young it feels, and it's angsty, but it also is kind of self-aware in a way. It's kind of tongue-in-cheek and witty, and I think Will's writing is just absolutely fantastic on that track. Let me go back to the lyrics, actually. Like the awkwardness is portrayed in a very likable way. Those are, you got some nice shoulders. He can't even, like, he's trying to express his interest in this person, but he can't even get the words out right. Yeah, it just feels like wanting to be young. It feels like wanting to party and just have fun, but there's this underlying angst to everything that maybe it's not going to last forever. Our bodies could fall apart at any second. I just think the writing here is fantastic. Instrumentally, it's so freaking good. Like the combination of like the 80s, almost like dance punk, almost kind of groove and percussion sounds with the very distorted and crunchy guitars, pure ear candy, and like I said, the growth and phases of that track is just fantastic. It's a 10 out of 10. It is emotionally hard-hitting, but it's danceable, it's fun at the same time, and it has a lot of personality to it. So yeah, it's fantastic. Shout out to Car Seat Headrest. And next track here is Born Yesterday. Now, this is by Quadeca. I think this track is legit a modern classic. I know. It's crazy to say, but I think it is legit a modern classic, okay? This is Quadeca at his best off of his new album. Of course, I didn't mean to haunt you. Let's not talk about it too much. I'll talk more about it after, but let's just hop into it. I can't even, like, I've probably listened to the song, like, 200 times, if I'm being honest. It is just, and it still hasn't gotten old. Okay, let's lock in.
I wasn't born yesterday. I think you're goddamn lying. I think you're goddamn lying. I wasn't born anyway. Oh, I left and went away. Oh, I think you're goddamn lying.
It's so emo. I love it. Instrumentally, it's just breathtaking. Like, and the rapping is actually good. The rapping, this little switch up here, the piano in there.
Trying to unsee how you moved on from me, cause it feels like without me I've been riffing for
just little details like that where the track feels like it glitches for a second. Swear to God, I think you.
those little things I should say out loud.
Just a hint of doubt.
I wish I let that hint become me.
That little plucked guitar in the The right side there. Just a little doubt. The vocal mixing. Oh! The violin here. Okay, so yeah, as I said, I think that is just a modern kind of emo folktronica sad boy classic. The songwriting is fantastic, the production is breathtaking, the whole concept, obviously the concept of the album, him being a ghost and killed himself and now he's haunting his own family because he wants them to notice him. Hopefully you guys know the concept of the album. It's just a heartbreaking album. This is kind of the pivotal moment, I feel like, in the album. It's really, I think it's in the middle of the track list, and it really is just such a breathtaking track. Holy crap, man. It's honestly insane that Quadeca made something this good. I mean, the whole album is fantastic. I think it's near perfect, but this is just like on another level. It's like an anthem. It is legit a sad boy anthem. It is so freaking good. The whole refrain of I Wasn't Born Yesterday, it's so memorable and it hits so hard. All the different passages and switch ups on the track. I love how massive it gets towards the end, but it is overwhelming, but it never like clips, which feels like a stupid thing to say, like an obvious thing to say, but I feel like it really is a feat to balance that much sound and have it be that massive in the headphones without it ever crossing that line, and it's just, the mixing is fantastic. Quadeca obviously knows what he's doing when it comes to that, and the vocal mixing, all the effects here, it's so cohesive. It's heartbreaking. I love it. It's so good. It's so freaking good. Quadeca's singing on this is fantastic. Like the one part, like just the vocal layers, and just, it's such a unique sound. It is such a freaking unique sound. If you can't tell, this is probably like the strongest I feel about any track on this list here of being a perfect 10 out of 10. Like, this song is just, it's breathtaking. If you enjoyed that and you haven't heard the whole album, go listen to the whole album, because it is amazing. There's a lot of different stuff. It doesn't all sound like that, but it does. It all feels cohesive in terms of the textures and the overall atmosphere. So yeah, go check out the album if you haven't heard it. It's great. Next track here is Stressed by Conway the Machine featuring Wallow 267. I listened to this album a couple months ago, maybe like 7 months ago now. And this track is really the one that stood out to me the most, because this whole album, while it is pretty introspective, it also is kind of gangster rap, and it has a hard kind of shell around it. Conway feels like someone who's very hardened, and this moment here is a very emotional and very introspective and just personal moment. So I think it's fantastic. Let's give it a listen. Stressed by Conway the Machine. Okay, let's go. Great drums. Very cool sampling here too. But Conway really steals the show on this track.
Life is about trials and tribulations and overcoming obstacles, but I'm tired of shit I'm facing, cause it's not only mine, got everybody's situations that I gotta make better, and that shit take cheddar. Funny how they can be so forgetful, all the other shit I say yes to. I'm sure this is something every real nigga worldwide can attest to. When a nigga needs something, the only time you call him check. That's all facts. Do niggas ever think that I'm stressed too?
Do anybody care that I'm stressed?
I'm stressed too, homie.
Most of my homies died, the rest of them doing time. And do anybody care that I'm stressed? I don't come around, so I guess it's out of sight, out of mind.
Everybody go through that, but it's a lesson in it all. You gotta grow through that. I was down bad and broke, but I wrote through that. It's kind of stress, I wouldn't want my worst enemy to go through that. My cousin, he took a cord and put his throat through that. I wish I had a chance to tell a nigga don't do that. Niggas don't understand depression is real. People stressing about real life shit. You stressing your bills. Not too long after my cousin hung himself, I never told nobody, but I lost a son myself. Imagine being in the hospital holding your dead baby, and he looked just like you. You trying to keep from going crazy. That's my word. That's why I drink a bottle daily for all the shit I keep bottled in lately.
Do anybody care that I'm stressed? I don't come around, so I guess it's out of sight, out of mind.
10 months old, I was abused. Kicked in the stomach, I swallowed like a balloon. I was fucked up. Zipper on my stomach cause they split my liver. Well, not a day go by where I don't sip my liquor. Alcoholism is a sickness. How many people gonna admit that they addicted? Nobody. I drink cause I'm stressed. I'm stressed cause I'm depressed. Depressed cause I'm just tired of this shit. They like, why you stressed, boy, you blessed. They don't know about the nights when I can't even get rest. Crying in the mirror every time I look at my face. If you only knew what it took, what it takes, you only care what I put in my safe.
Do you know what it feels like to be alone? Where the world counts you out, as you start counting yourself out, you can't even look at yourself in the mirror, cause you think that you're a loser because everybody else seen you lost. They seen you fall when you was winning, when everybody said they love you, but you was still by yourself. You was by yourself them nights in the gym. You was by yourself them nights on the track. And you said, I'm gonna come back. You came alive. That was the motivation that pushed you to come back. And now you're back. Now you're back at 100, and everybody know your name again. But you know what? You're not bitter. You're not mad. You're back. You're back. You're back. You're back.
I know I didn't say much during that track, but I mean, Conway just, again, he just steals the show here. This track really puts into perspective your issues, at least for me. It makes me realize that I have it pretty easy. I mean, it's just extremely hard-hitting. It's just so blunt, too, in its writing. It doesn't try and bury itself in any metaphors or anything or any references. There's references to things, but it's very just blunt. It feels like he's just kind of ranting. And that is really what makes it hit hard for me. Like, while I do love finding deeper meaning in lyrics and stuff, there's something special about someone just, like, pouring their heart out onto paper and just telling it how it is, you know? It feels like the way he says, does anybody care that I'm stressed too? It just feels like at this point, he's just kind of over it too. Like, there's not that much anger here. It's just a lot of like, does anybody even care at this point? Some very hard-hitting stories here that, again, just put into perspective how easy a lot of us have it. I feel like there's not much that needs to be said. I kind of wanted to just let that track play and just let it hit you guys. So I feel like a lot of my audience doesn't necessarily listen to hip hop that much. So I kind of just wanted to let that breathe. And if you go listen to this whole album, of course, this whole album is fantastic. I love everything about this track, and it does kind of have almost a motivating spin on it towards the end there, which makes it feel like a worthwhile track too. It just doesn't just leave you in the depths of depression, you know. There's somewhat a light at the end of the track here. So this video is kind of depressing so far. 3 kind of, I mean, Bodies has some playfulness to it, but Born Yesterday and Stress, kind of some sad tracks. Good thing we have Isn't She Lovely by Stevie Wonder coming up next, because this is a track that just emits pure joy and pure happiness, so it couldn't come at a better time in this video. Stevie Wonder off Songs in the Key of Life, fantastic album, classic album, and this one, of course, is a song about his daughter. And like I said, it's just one of the most joyous and one of the most happiest songs you'll ever hear. Let's just play it. This build up here, oh my gosh. bass line. She lovely. The soul, the groove, obviously Stevie on the harmonica here.
Get out the water, please.
Just the musicality. I love how it's not predictable in any way. Like, you kind of expect this just to continue with that chorus and have more of a kind of standard structure to it, but then it turns into this jam sesh at the end there with Stevie on the harmonica, and then those kind of recordings of what it sounds like his daughter, like in the bathtub or something. It just feels like flipping through these memories, and just, I don't know, there's so much life to this track. It's just so full of life and so happy. Just the way he plays the harmonica too, the melody and just the energy of that playing, just like, it really captures the excitement that I feel like he's feeling at this time. Feels like just a rush of energy through your body in a way, as cheesy as that sounds. That's kind of what this track gives me. And it really just, I feel like it captures a very like specific time in someone's life. Yeah, it's beautiful. It is just beautiful. There's not much else to be said. It's fantastic. Let's keep going on to Revolution by Spelling. This is off her album The Turning Wheel from 2021. Obviously, the Fantano 10, all that. There's a couple tracks on this album that I really love. Boys at School, Queen of Wands, even the title track is pretty great. But Sweet Talk is amazing too. Revolution is really the one that has stuck with me the most for some reason. So we'll give it a play. And yeah, let's go. This whole track is just so mystical, and the production is fantastic. The strings in there.
Look at all my birthday candles, baby, below the night. Restless years are traveling, damn it, I'm trying to stay alive. What I want is a fire that never goes out.
A little piano run there.
That all I'm in a
This track is really low-key catchy too.
show. I'm in a permanent revolution.
The drum fills are there. The way it falls down.
What a wheeling feeling.
That vocal phrasing.
I'm complete. What a wheeling feeling. I'm in a permanent revolution.
This is really where the track goes to the next level. The horns. The bass in there. There's such an urgency to this part. It feels like being swept up by the wind almost. It's like transporting us. Listen to the piano in there. It's just this great little texture. Bro, that song is so good. Holy crap, man. It's so... There's so much finesse to that instrumental. Spelling's vocals are just mystical and otherworldly. Piano textures in there. That last part where it really picks up the urgency, it feels like it's taking you away somewhere. It's like just like the weird like sounds of what sounds like a village of people at the end there. It has a very like medieval feel to it almost. It just feels like it's completely from another world. The bass line at certain points, and of course, like I said, Spelling's vocals, how she flips in that higher register down to that darker, lower vocal register seamlessly. It's so theatrical. I love it. It's so freaking good. And the mix on that, just the sound of that track in general, and just the atmosphere is insane. It is so good. Man, okay, next track is Squeegee by Armand Hammer, which is Billy Woods and Elucid. This is their collab album with The Alchemist. Haram is the album title. And this is a shorter track. It's under 3 minutes. But I think this is one of the coolest... Oh, there's no lyrics? Now, I'm going to try and not show that cover here because it is a little bit of a disturbing cover, but I think it fits the music really well on this album. But we're not going to show it because it might get this video demonetized. But like I was saying, this track is one of the coolest hip-hop songs I feel like I've ever heard. One of the most unique, one of the most interesting atmospheres I've ever heard. The production by The Alchemist on here is fantastic. So, yeah, let's go. Squeegee. Just immediately.
My favorite mystery.
Waste no time.
Center Steve, familiar energy. Centered knees when winners lean. Shaped by the cream, lang lang. Rubber knees, that's gang gang. Our pancakes rub up weak. My bonnet pink, that's upkeep. I frustrate, I tuck face, I can't crease, I hold weight.
The way he cuts through this beat too.
One way, he swing left, the sun blink. Come play, concrete crumb cake. Some stay, some wait.
The little guitar thing there.
The fuck home, waving east, check the pedigree. And we don't feel so bad asking for more. Sincerely. He put together a good 2-3 weeks. Up early, park, sun, rain, sleep. Work out in the dark, like I said, up early and early to sleep. Just 2-3 hits, just so you know, it was no disrespect. They danced around it but didn't press. DeFonto burnt his chest a little bit. Felt good but felt better when he dipped. Took the long route from the head fish rot. He squat by the windowsill. The whores go back and forth. The landlady bill come under the door. He can hear him carrying on through the floor. The taste in his mouth just like before. Sincerely.
Listen to that beat, bro.
Are you drinking, man, Reverend? Doesn't help.
No, I suppose not.
Gets me so excited, man. Okay, it does transition into a track after that, so it is a bit of an abrupt or like a weird ending, but in the context of the album, it makes a lot of sense. The transitions on that album, by the way, great. That track, just like some of the coolest production I've ever heard in my life. That's got to be one of my favorite hip-hop beats of all time. The Alchemist absolutely pulled out all the stops on that. It feels like you're walking through like a dark alley at night, and you're like, it feels like it's so haunting. There's like jump scares, and like it also feels like we're moving in slow motion. It's kind of got this underwater feel, and it's so eerie. All the little textures, all the like guitar things, and the piano sample, obviously, and the falling, like just texturally, it is just perfect. Everything comes together in such an interesting way. And then you get two of the way Elucid cuts through this beat to start off. It's like he's doing vocal gymnastics over this thing. Like, his flow is so unpredictable, but it just works. The chorus is it's so dreary, the chorus. And then Billy comes in. He is just fantastic on this. Overall, everything just works so perfectly on this track. I kind of want to listen to it again, to be honest, but I'm not going to. I'm gonna control myself. That track just gets me so excited. Gets me so excited. If you didn't have good headphones on while listening to that, please rewind the video or just go listen to the track on your own with some good headphones, some over-the-ear, no AirPods don't even do AirPods. You need these type of headphones to really pick up everything, because it is so detailed, and the atmosphere it's otherworldly. It's, again, one of the craziest hip-hop songs I've ever heard in my life. So another case where if you haven't heard the whole album, go listen to it, because it is all fantastic, just like that track. Next up, we have Soul Control by Jessie Ware. Now, this is one of the best like disco dance 80s. I mean, it's not from the 80s. It came out recently, but it's just one of the most grooviest, sensual, fun, and the best disco songs I've ever heard in my life. Okay. It's just disco bliss, man. That rising bass. Such a good bass line.
Can't take my eyes off of you tonight. You're moving like a waterfall. Rushing to my life.
Oh, the open hat.
Baby, I see the future. It's me and you. Ooh,
Tell me what you wanna do. So
control, that's how you want it. So control, that's how I'm giving
my synths here, chords.
That's how you want it. That's how I'm giving to you. Baby, it's automatic. The touch and it feels like magic. Baby, it's automatic. The touch and it feels like. Baby, it's automatic. The touch and it feels like magic. Can't take your eyes off of me tonight.
That guitar in there? Come on.
Came in for.
And Jessie's not doing too much over this either. She's just doing just what's needed over this fantastic instrumental.
So control, that's how you want it. I'm giving to you. Baby, it's automatic. The touch and it feels like magic. Baby, it's automatic. The touch and it feels like.
Listen to this one synth here.
It's automatic. The touch and it feels like
That
magic. Baby, it's automatic.
best thing I've ever heard in my life. Bridge here. The bass line here just really. We take it home with this guitar solo. And then just the most cinematic synths to finish it off. The track is so good, I gotta go to the bathroom. Baby, it's automatic. Tension, it feels like magic. Man, that is such a... it's such a duh. That's all I can say. Just the excitement. That track gets me so excited. I don't know. That bass line. The freaking bass line and those freaking synths during the soul control. That's how you want it. Or, no, not that. Yeah, is it during that? No, during this part. During the Baby It's Automatic, the do 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 do. Such a good rhythm, such a good groove. That it just feels so expensive, but it feels authentic at the same time. It is just pure luxury and pure excitement and bliss. Yeah, I think Jessie does enough over it. She doesn't like necessarily steal the show for me, but she really does a great job at just like being a complimentary piece to the instrumental. And I feel like if she was doing too much, it would almost take away from it in a sense. So I feel like she's doing exactly what needs to be done to make this just a classic, and it is a classic. This is a fun video. I mean, it's bound to be a fun video to film when you're listening to your favorite songs of all time. So, I mean, it's kind of a given, but yeah, I'm just having so much fun right now. Next track might, I'm not gonna say kill the vibe, but it'll bring me down a little bit. Actually, you know what? Let's do this track first. Let's do the Depeche Mode song first because that kind of continues the vibe, and then we'll end with the Sun Kill Moon song. So next up, we have Policy of Truth by Depeche Mode. Now, Violator is an album that I've just recently listened to the whole thing. This might be a little bit of like nostalgia speaking to me because I did listen to this song. I heard this song a lot growing up, so that might be a reason why it's in here, but I think this is definitely the standout from that album for me, and I think this is one of the best like synth pop, I mean, it's not 80s, I think this technically came out in 1990, but close enough. Synth pop, kind of dark wave tracks that I've ever heard. So, yeah, let's go. It's got such unique textures, and this. Such good pre-chorus here. It really gives this kind of swelling feeling. Policy of truth. Never again is what you swore the time before. This instrumental just has so much personality. It feels like each instrument is like its own little character. Like the sassy little and this. Ugh. Hide what you have to hide and tell what you have to tell. Great echo and delay on those vocals. Love the harmonies here. And then I love how they don't go to that same riff again there. It subverts your expectations. And then it's here. They delay it a bit. The guitar's here? Oh. What you swore this time before. Never again is what you swore It's a perfect ending. Perfect ending to a freaking perfect song. Oh my, this video is getting me so hyped right now. Like, this whole song is just such a unique experience. Every texture here just feels otherworldly, and the structuring of the track I think is just genius. Like, obviously that do 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 is like the highlight of the track for me personally, that one little musical phrase or whatever. But then they like, you expect it to come in here again, but then they go into that more sassy like I said, every instrument just has so much character to it. Structuring fantastic. The outro there is brilliant. I think the vocals here are very haunting and fit the vibe perfectly. The whole track, all in all, is just such a dingy and I feel like I've said otherworldly so many times during this video, but this track is another just otherworldly experience. It is freaking-tastic. The production, everything works together perfectly, and it's catchy as well. It's memorable. It's such a satisfying song. Such a satisfying but unpredictable song as well. So yeah, I think it's fantastic. Should we do this last Sun Kill Moon track? Because I'm thinking I might just leave it for another video, because I'm just like really on a high right now after these two. I mean, it really started from, Revolution was, I think it started from Revolution on is when I really got hyped for some reason. These tracks just really started taking me away. I mean, every track, like I said here, is perfect in my opinion, but after that, it just kind of, tracks just started taking me to another level, and I don't know if I want this Sun Kill Moon track to bring me down, because I'm in a really good mood now, so I might just save it. I think I'm going to save it. I also do have these other two tracks here that I was considering putting in this video, but I think I'll just save them for a part 3, these 3, and then I'll add some more to this as well. But no disrespect to Sun Kill Moon, of course. I Can't Live Without My Mother's Love. It's one of my favorite songs ever, I think. So we'll get to it at some point. It doesn't feel right playing it at the end of this video. So we're going to end off with this Depeche Mode song here. There you go. Those are some more 10 out of 10 perfect songs, some of my favorite songs of all time. And yeah, hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. Let me know your opinions down below, your thoughts, and let me know some of your favorites down below, of course. And stay tuned for a part 3, because like I said, I got to get to these other tracks, and these are really fun videos to do. So I'll probably be doing a part 3 at some point. Hopefully you guys enjoyed. If you did, leave a like, subscribe, go join the Patreon if you want to see some uncut reactions. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace out.